Kyle, here goes your tires, buddy.
Video, Kyle?
Brand new ones.
You could have at least put the front ones on the back.
Lubing you right day and night.
And we're supposed to be powered by science.
That's very true.
We better be able to get two people on one train somehow.
Here it comes. Yep, that's it.
Because every time I'm in his office, he's sitting there and all of a sudden he just reaches like this and there's a piece of chicken in his hand.
I'm like, how much chicken is under your desk?
I overshot the R&D budget this week, so I'm going to need that $250.
Lubing it right day and night.
Welcome to another edition of Facebook Live 2020. Woo! We need to nod for that. It is our 70th episode. Aaron Darnell from R&D is with us, and I'm back after a long break.
Same.
You've gone too?
Yeah.
Hey, well, then maybe everybody missed us. If you missed us, let us know. But we're dual streaming, of course, so you can catch us on YouTube or Facebook right now. Make sure you like and share the video. Make sure you click the little bell so you know when we go live, which is Thursdays at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time. It's your favorite time of the day, right?
Always.
Always.
Used to be nap time, but then...
Then you start having to do this. So follow us on Instagram and YouTube as well. We got a lot of good stuff happening in our video department, so you're going to see a lot more on our YouTube page. So make sure you're following us over there. And I would like to know where you're watching from today. So comment below, give a shout out to where you're from and where you're tuning in from. We'd love to hear that. And before we get started, why don't you tell us what we're covering today?
Tons of stuff.
Always.
The usual question and answer. We're going to cover what's going on at LSI. I like the LSI Adventures better. It was a fun little
We can bring it back.
series.
Yeah.
And free product giveaway of LX4, because that is what we're going to talk about today.
We are talking about LX4. So that's what we're giving away?
Yeah.
Why not?
Why not?
Perfect time.
It is. What? And
It's already confused.
yeah, you're looking at me kind of.
So if you're not watching live and you're tuning in later, because I know a lot of people are at work, go ahead and comment even later, because when we do the product giveaways, we don't want to just catch people that are able to catch us live, but if you're tuning in on a later time, a later one of our what we call it, our syndicated episodes, we'll give some product away to those that are tuning in late as well too, so make sure you do that. Good?
Good.
All right, I love when Aaron's here. He really helps fill things in for me. So, let's cover our Facebook Live basics. Web announcements. What we got going on?
Ooh, we have a free banner giveaway.
I saw that. I saw that it got posted the other day, and there's like 1 million comments already. You guys love your banners. They really do.
I know. I wish I.
We get the best products in the world and give some free products away. They're like, oh yeah, give me some, but banner? Banner? I want a banner. So I think there's a banner giveaway, isn't that right, Levi? What do they got to do?
Comment on the post through Monday.
There you go. Choosing a random winner on Monday. So just go ahead and look for that Facebook post on our Facebook page. Put a comment below it, and someone will get drawn on Monday, and we'll ship them out a Hot Shots banner to put up in your garage, or your man cave, or your bar, or your bedroom, or kitchen.
Wherever.
Wives love it in the kitchen, I heard.
I heard that too.
Yep. Make sure you
Fun
subscribe
for the whole family.
It is. Subscribe to our email newsletter. Stay up to date on our news and exclusive deals. And remember, shout out where you're from. I see them coming in. We'll read them off here in a little bit. So let us know where you're watching from, and where you're tuning in from, and we'll check that out. And let's see, dealer shout outs. Looks like we didn't get complete. Well, we got one in here. RG3 Enterprises from Clifford Township, Pennsylvania. Welcome aboard, RG3 Enterprises. And as you guys know, our dealers, our industry partners, heck, even our race shops out there that use our products and everything, go ahead and send us if you got a decal, send it in. We're going to put it up on our garage wall here, which is going to be the backdrop of a lot of the video stuff we do, so we like to give them a little shout out. So we got we got some decals to put up. Is this your first time?
This is my first time.
Because
I don't know if I can do it as good as TJ.
Chris
though.
did it well. TJ struggles with this.
Okay.
So we're gonna see how Aaron does. So time to add a few more to the wall. And this week we are gonna start off with our friends over at BD Diesel. Everybody knows BD, and everybody has those decals. You see those on about every truck out there.
Wow. We need decals in our truck also.
There we go. BD is officially on the wall. And up next, how about our buddies down in Florida? Gray's Diesel, home of the fastest 7.3 on the planet. Brian Gray down there, Gray's Diesel.
Oh, this one's gonna be a tough one.
No, that's an easy one.
Oh, there it is.
Brian was nice enough to join us at PRI in our booth and sign some autographs. He's got a bad truck. You guys have 7.3s out there, he's your man. And finally, we are going to put up a shout out to our Save the Racks campaign with Emily Moeller and the Save the Racks trucks that we help out. You're getting good. You're getting good. And speaking of Save the Racks, we did have an announcement just a couple weeks ago at the Outlaw Diesel Super Series banquet. We support Emily Moeller's Save the Racks campaign. It brings awareness to breast cancer. We pledged to do donation to raise money throughout the Outlaw Diesel Super Series season, and that's with either Emily's truck or the S10 that Firepunk drives, also owned by Edgar Arcona, Emily's father. You guys probably know that truck very well. And so what we do each year, we did a little differently this year because it was, pushing the world record, but a Hotshot Secret pledges to donate $50 every single time one of the Save the Racks trucks goes down the track to bring awareness. And then on top of that, anytime the truck gets in the winner's circle, we donate an extra $100 to it. And this year we did something cool with the S10. Every time it extended the world record by 5/100ths of a second, we donated an extra $100. And I believe they came into the season and the record was 448. Yep, 448. And they got that 445, 440, 430, 435, 430, and finished the season at 425, which is currently the world record. And each one of those increments jumped $100 that we donated. So at the end of the year, I believe, I don't have the exact total on me here, I believe it was $3,820 we raised. So we cut that check to Breast Cancer Research Foundation on behalf of Save the Racks, and it's really a great cause that we love to support, and it's really cool to have these industry partners to join up with us to bring awareness to such a good campaign, and we really look forward to working with them. I think we're almost up to close to $10,000 we raised over the last couple of years for it, so really happy to support them, and now Save the Racks is on the wall where they belong, so good to see that. What we got going on at Hotshot Secret TV?
We have Truck U episodes on Motor Trend.
We do. We often have those.
All right. Saturday at 1 o'clock is the EDT and FR3, and Sunday at 10:30 a.m. is Stiction Eliminator.
Gotcha. And the Saturday edition, that is an in-show, so that is a full. It's not just our normal tech tip. You get a tech tip running on Sunday, but make sure you catch that Saturday episode at 1 o'clock. Yeah, it's a full in-show to go really through the products and give it a real good whole run through. So looking forward to that. Thanks to our guys out there at Truck U. Got to see them out at SEMA and PRI, so good to see them. And Motorsports says breaking news here.
Breaking news.
Breaking news. Breaking news.
We
Well,
need
it is.
We need a little banner at the bottom.
You get a ticker for us? But Hotshot Secret just announced that we are going to be the title sponsor of the street racing channel Untouchable No Prep series. It's part of our Support Your Local Track campaign. As we know, racetracks are dying across the country. We really encourage everybody to get out. These racetracks are really fun, family-friendly environments. If you've never been to one before, find a local track and go to it. Kids love it. Kids often get in free Veterans often getting free. This is just kind of how racetracks go, and it's only a few bucks to go and watch, and it's a really good time. The tracks could use the support. I know we've got we really supported Pacemakers Dragway here the last couple of years, and you know, they're having trouble keeping the doors open, so it's something we like to promote and get everybody out to try and support their local tracks. So we try to do the same thing. And with this year with Marion County Raceways, what, not but 30 minutes from here, might be even total. So and we've had a long working relationship with Billy Hoskinson and the Street Racing Channel, and so they're putting on 4 events this year. Don't quite have the dates on them there. I believe I had them up on the screen, but look, June, July, August, and September. I think it's the first week in each, and there's like 10 classes. They're both Friday, Saturday nights. So stay tuned for more information on that. That'll be coming this summer. I'm looking forward to that. Secondly, I don't know if it was announced last week. It might have been, but we also renewed our sponsorship for the Outlaw Diesel Super Series Pro Street class, the best class, because it's been our class for many years now. And so we're looking forward to another year with the Outlaw Diesel Series. It got bigger again. They've expanded. They got more events. Cool stuff going on. I know the Shy Diesel Extravaganza's got a new venue. 2 trips to Emerald Coast in Florida. And then, of course, Fire Punk is having their second event now. Again, they brought it back here, so we've got another event in Ohio, which is exciting. So looking forward to Outlaw Series. Always a great time. And a lot of guys out there really support our products well. A lot of our dealers are always out there, so we really look forward to that. And in unbreaking news, what's going on in R&D?
Vacation.
Vacation. You don't know?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
So today is a lot of catch up, and dude, you've been gone. So
I know the feeling. I've been doing it all day.
Yeah. So that's what's going on. I don't know what's going on.
Well, then tell us about the new Euro oils. Are they coming out soon or what? We talked about it. They were talking about it. I've been off for a while, and I got sick talking about it.
Yeah, I get tired of. Yeah, they're, I think, almost ready to go.
Almost ready.
Yeah, I think we.
You know what that means, Levi?
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
I'm good with 2 weeks.
Are you?
Is it 2 weeks?
Well, I'm asking you.
I don't know. I don't.
We're close
I hand
enough.
them off.
Since the end of the month.
End of the month there. Well, what?
2 weeks
Speaking
is
of the
fine.
Euro oils, real quick, I know we're going to talk about LX4 today,
Right.
but it says mid-saps oil here. What is a mid-saps oil, and why is that different for this Euro blend that we're working on?
Sulfur and phosphorus content is the big. They don't have near as much as like a regular diesel oil, so they're friendly for the environment.
Now, the sulfur and the phosphorus provide lubricity in the oil.
Yeah.
So how do the formulas make up for that?
Unicorn magic.
Unicorn magic. I'm guessing there's some antimony in there, huh?
No, there's not.
No?
No.
Zinc package?
No, yeah.
A little bit? And is this going to be SN rated as well?
I don't remember. I've got so many things going on. I don't remember. Sorry.
And that's why we bring in here each week to give us
to
clear updates on R&D.
to get more confused.
Well, we'll ask you next week after your feet are on the
All right,
ground.
yeah,
I believe I heard that it could qualify SN, which isn't as a
I
gasoline,
believe so too.
which is pretty cool.
It doubles as gasoline.
Gas or diesel, which is pretty
Yeah.
cool. And will they include FR3?
Actually-
It says.
Not only are they SN, here's a little update.
Okay.
The new certification for the API is going to be SP
Yep.
after SN, and that's going to come out sometime in May, I believe. But these are already formulated to meet those specifications.
So we don't have to redesign halfway through the year.
Right.
So it's already going
So
to be
it's
the
already-
next spec.
Correct.
Well, you're ahead of the curve then.
Right.
We like it. We like it.
For once.
And it's asked, will they include FR3? I think that's a ridiculous question.
Always.
All of our oils have FR3, so don't worry about that. So, in marketing, it says the new 10W30 Green Diamond Full Synthetic Diesel Oil will be released soon. As we know, a lot of manufacturers are switching from 40 weights down to 30 weights. A lot of the new trucks coming out are 30 weights. To just get more efficient, and we're seeing MPGs go up. It's allowing a lighter viscosity oil, which is great. It says they shouldn't be up on the website for sale near the end of this month. And they are 100% full synthetic. Now, let me clarify something. We're not going to get into groups of oil today, but
Okay.
that's a pure Group 3 oil.
Correct.
Is there any Group 4 blended in?
There's a touch, but not enough to brag about.
Not enough to brag about.
It's like,
But a lot of guys will take a Group 2, Group 3 blend and tout all the Group 3.
right.
We go Group 3, Group 4, and just go, it's a Group 3.
Yeah.
But it really has some PAO in it, which is
Yeah.
pretty impressive. And that's why even our line of full synthetic Group 3s are really better than what you can find on the market in the Group 3s. So we're proud about that. And of course, is that going to be infused with FR3?
An oil with FR3?
Of course it
Of
is.
course it is.
Of course it is. Let's see where everyone's tuning into from today. See who's out there. Trick Kenny says, wow. Christian Bates, hey guys. What's up, David? Chris Tudor's in. You're never on vacation. I've been on vacation. Both of us have. So, Nick LaChapelle says, what's up, guys? How you doing, Nick? Josh Steinmetz is watching right in front of me. Hey, Josh did an episode while I was gone. It was good to see Josh on there. You did well, and hope I get to do one with you here soon. So, Troy Kennedy's in from Tennessee. We know that. Christian Bates is in from Texas. Wayne Iotti is Wisconsin. James Bruce, Southwestern PA. Did I even know James Bruce, you were Southwestern PA? You need to come visit us. That's not far away. Nicholas Chappelle is Texas. We got Blaine Shishido in Vancouver, Washington. It's a little early over there. Thanks for tuning in. Roy Allen's in Louisville. Bradford House says, run a performance dose of EDT in every tank. Yep, we do too. I used to do a little extra than a performance. It's a company truck.
The Trados.
Not the Trados. Not that much. Rachel and Austin Bears in Defiance, Ohio. Matt Burley's watching. How you doing, Matt? I haven't talked to you in a while. Troy Kenny said he wants an old banner. You know what? We have some really old retro banners in the corner of the marketing room. We should break out some of the retro ones. And Lupe Gonzalez is from Austin, Texas. James Bruce says, I'm needing signatures on my banner, so I'll bring mine back and be sending it around to some of my favorite people. All right. We know how to have a couple banners. Dan Zelton's in. How you doing, Dan? James Bruce says he's going to sign the door. You'd be the first signature on the door. We haven't had it. That's what we should do. We should have our guest over here sign the door, too. Happy New Year's to you, Sean. Christian Bates is on YouTube. Yes, we are streaming live on YouTube and Facebook, so you can catch us either or. Now, I will say we don't monitor the YouTube live, so if you have questions, post them on our Facebook page. But you can catch them on each one of them. Troy says, great shows with Hot Shot Secret, Truck U, and All Girls Garage. Yeah, great. Yeah, we're on there a lot. I think we just did we just sign the deal?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some more breaking news from marketing. Got Nikki in the back of the room here. So it sounds like we just signed our contract with Brenton, and
We'll be in 5 episodes of each of the 4 shows.
all of them.
Yes, we'll be in all of them.
All of them. So in 2020, if you don't think we're on TV enough with Brenton, and we love the guys at Brenton. We've been working with them for a dozen years. Like we've been on them forever. And so this year, you're going to catch us on Truck U, All Girls Garage, Two Guys Garage, and Car Fix, right?
Yeah.
So all 4 of them, we're going to have 5 different
Are you
episodes.
sending me down there to be on Carfix? Did I hear that?
Yeah, if you want to.
All right.
We need to go to more of the filming, so we've been down for a few.
I'll
So
let you know.
there you go. So you heard it. More breaking news
Yeah.
from Nikki and marketing. More coming from us this year at Brenton. Shout out to all the guys at Brenton. Saw a few of
I
them.
don't
guys
know
had,
if I should because I'd probably wear a goofier shirt than Jared and he'd be upset. That's kind of his thing.
Possibly. Troy Kennedy says, talk about the small tire events. Troy, we'll get into that as the season gets closer. There is a small tire class in the Untouchable No Prep series. They have a couple different small tire classes. I know it's getting really popular now. We're fortunate to have a lot of guys like our Memphis Street Outlaws. Those guys get those big cars with small tires somehow. So, yeah, we got a lot more coming. And Bill
Isn't
Lutz
there a
just ran
modern-
that. Got the record on a 275 tire too, which is pretty impressive.
Again, or
No.
the 6.0?
The 6.0, yeah. He'll run 5s easy, he said, once he gets back out. So, Christian Bates says, how is the ATF that can be used in the transmissions that uses Mercon? I'm guessing that's the ATF blend.
What was the question again, please?
Well, it says, how the ATF that can be used in the transmission that uses Mercon. So I'm guessing which one of ours. You wouldn't want the Type F Deck
No,
6.
It'd be the multi-vehicle.
It's the multi-vehicle ATF. That's the Blue Diamond ATF, and that's got a Mercon 6, up to Mercon 6, right?
Deck 6 Mercon LV.
LV, that's
So-
right. That's right. So that's the one you'd be looking for, Christian. And another Happy New Year there.
Oh, that reminds me. I need to remember to get a date for somebody.
There you go. Kyle's back. Hey, Matt Rice. How you doing, buddy? Troy Kenny says slide spray release date? Question mark. FR3 infused grease released. FR3 assembly lube. Sewing machine FR3 infused lubes oil release date. Repackaged. So, you want strong release dates, Troy. You're not going to get them from us today. I will say that we do have a couple of our, I don't know if I should say this. Oh, I just pulled in the air. Aaron.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say this.
We do have a little bit of our, we haven't named it yet. I think we're going to call it Never Rust spray, which is a really good product. I think I remember when we talked about it last time we were on air before we released it. They put those through a saltwater bath,
Right.
and when they take stamps of steel,
Mhm.
and then they treat them with a lubricant, and then they hit them with a saltwater bath to see how
Kind
quickly
of
they
fall.
start to oxidize.
Yeah.
And I think the industry leader was at 250 hours, I believe, and our final formula does not start oxidizing for 2,700 hours. It's like 10 times the market. So I know we got a few hundred cans in right now. We're gonna start juicing that up, but it's good stuff. If any of my dealers out there want to try some, get up with me and we'll get you some samples out to try. Let's see. Rod Zolman's watching. How you doing, Rod? Vicky's in. Hey, Vicky. Just saw Vicky this weekend. Bunch of replying like when they like to reply to each other. Shelly Darnell. Relation?
No.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. Says your mom watching too.
Oh, yeah. Corinne's thrilled to see your Uncle Aaron on TV. Oh.
Hi, Corinne.
There you go.
Here we go.
All right. Wow. Kyle's
I
actually
told her I
back to
was
work.
famous.
Yes, I'm actually back. It was a long break. So I have to say, you two guys go above and beyond. Excellent customer service. I got a call from Aaron about my issue with LX4. Totally awesome customer service. We appreciate that, Sean. He's pretty good at that stuff. I have a feeling we're going to talk about what Sean's customer service call is about. And you're going to blow their mind today, too.
Yeah.
You are.
I believe
Sean, stay tuned. You're going to hear some interesting stuff about LX4.
Might as well.
Oh, here we go. Sorry, LX4 and DWAG mixing together. Enlighten me on the science of it. Oh, we got updates for you, don't we?
A few.
You're gonna have to explain that today.
Yeah.
David Robinson just did a 15,000 mile oil analysis on Blue Diamond on McCummins, and all is good with the oil. The TBN was 4.6 and metals were very low. Changed the filter and topped it off. Going to check again in 6,000 miles. Keep you informed. Awesome, David. That's what that oil is meant to do. 15,000 miles is nothing.
Warm up.
Nothing. So good to see the TBN package is holding. You can always bump that up with our TBN booster if you want. Glad to see the wear metals are low. That means you're protecting the motor well, and that's a good thing about the Blue Diamond. It's such a great PA oil. It's not going to shear, not going to come out of grade. You can really extend your intervals. It's not the cheapest oil in the world, but he's going to check them again at 21,000 miles. So it's a lot cheaper than the guys changing every 3,000 miles. So great oil. Good to hear. Thanks for the update, David. Dave Burr's watching. Christian Bates says, Brian was working faster than my fingers. The Blue Diamond ATF will work on the R4 100 transmission on my 7.3 excursion.
Yes, no, yes. It's not rated for that, but I've got a few tests out with an add-on pack.
You love your add-on packs.
I do. So, I've noticed a slight shutter issue on a few vehicles, the Fords typically, and the add-on pack, I still need updates, but I've got a few.
So they would purchase the Blue Diamond ATF and then put an add-on pack on it?
Right. Or maybe would just give it to him, I don't know.
And she also asks, which of your ATF could be used in place of the Mopar ATF Plus 4? We got a new one, right?
We're not.
We're not.
We're not.
So, what ATF Plus 4, what are we doing?
I don't know yet.
Don't know yet. Stay tuned.
Yeah,
we'll get back to you on that
slight
one.
hiccup.
Looks like we're back on Dan Zellin says, I need a case of Never Rust. Hate Wisconsin Rust. Dan, get up with me or shoot a message over to TJ. We'll get you some out. This stuff is awesome. It's really good stuff. And we're going to have it in full stock and carry it soon, so stay tuned. Happy New Year to you too, Brian, down there in Texas. So, all caught up there. Keep your questions coming. We'll try to get through them all. But today we are going to talk LX4.
Yay.
Our Lubricity Extreme. And, you know,
Do we need the pew-pews on this one?
not yet.
Yeah.
So this is one of our newest products. It came out this year. It really was, you know, what was the motivation behind creating this product? Because I'll tell you what's unique about this product. We often talk about how when we formulate a product, we like to fully formulate it. So when you look at some of our competitors on a fuel additive, they might have a cetane booster and a fuel stabilizer and a rust and corrosion inhibitor or a lubricity additive. And with our EDT here, it's everything all in one. It's a 6-in-1 product. It's got everything you need to treat the garbage, ultra low sulfur diesel fuel, as well as your fuel system. So we like to put everything in one. This is different. This is one of the first times we brought a product out that is like, it's a one-trick pony. It is lubricity only. It's badass at what it
Boring.
does.
Yeah,
But that's it.
That's
Why
it.
did we do that? Why did we put a product out that does one thing?
Several reasons. Number one, a lot of racers were coming up to us at the events and were expressing their opinion that they were going through pumps and injectors like crazy, a lot of wear, so they wanted more lubricity. So we made the baddest mammoth jammer on the planet.
Right, and so what we're finding is like with the race fuel, I'm using the Torx DX, and it is
It's
really dry, extremely dry. And that fuel going over the components inside of a fuel pump, you know, they're metal to metal there, and they're lubricated with the fuel.
Correct.
So the fuel itself has to act as the lubrication, and when you're looking at that dry fuel, now all of a sudden that metal to metal contact isn't protected. They start getting wear in there to the point where they can even shred and grenade down the fuel system and really ruin a lot of stuff. So what really compounded the issue and really pushed us to take this product development even further was the current CP4 lawsuit that's going on.
Right.
So those of you that don't know,
I think that lawsuit came out the exact day we released LX4.
Yeah.
So it was just like
It was
perfect
good
timing.
We are already addressing the issue, but what happened is the CP3, which has been in about every truck forever, got replaced by the CP4 years ago, and all the manufacturers pretty much use it. I mean, it's in Dodge, Ford. I mean, it's pretty much in everything, and it just wasn't designed properly by the manufacturer. Ironically, the same trucks with the same fuel pumps in Europe have less than a 1% failure rate.
Right.
Those exact identical trucks in America have an 8% failure rate.
Right.
The
Those
only
are
difference,
the only claim. Like
that's what,
those are filed claims. The number could be a touch higher than that.
right. And the less than 1% is considered under manufacturer defects. So
Right.
literally zero problems in Europe. Exact same vehicles here in the United States have at 8%, almost 1 in
Right.
10 are failing. And when they fail, they shred metal into the fuel system, and now you've got metal shreds all the way down. I mean, you got to replace everything, thousands of dollars.
Right.
So what's the difference? Well, the difference is our fuel standards. In America, the fuel standard, the spec is much higher.
Yeah.
Is it
520?
520, which means on a wear scar test, the lubricity in the fuel can only allow for so much metal carvings coming out on a wear test. Well, in Europe, it's a lot more stringent. They're down to
460.
460.
Right.
That difference from a 460 to a 520 tells everything. And that's why they're in America with this really crappy fuel we have to use. It's just causing these CP4s to grenade basically and start shedding metal down the system. So how do you fix that? Well, you get the fuel into a spec like they got in Europe. Well, how do you do that?
Ta-da!
Ta-da! There we go. So that really is kind of what's behind the lubricity additive and why needing something like that is so important. So one of the things that came out, so when we first developed it, a lot of our customers like to use our EDT already has a lubricity agent in it.
Correct.
So one of the great things we did, and like we're always constantly trying to improve our products. We're always in R&D. We're never done with any product we have. Well, now we just found, and this is some pretty new technology too. The chemicals inside the LX4. This stuff wasn't available years ago. That's why it is new stuff. It's the chemical industry is always changing. And so what do? We decided, well, we're going to put the LX4 in our EDT.
Right.
How much more are we charging? Zero. Nothing. We just improved the product. So anybody who's been using our EDT, it's the same old product, but we have a better lubricity agent in there now. So you're getting better bang for your buck, and we'll constantly look to improve it. But what happens a lot is the wintertime, a lot of our customers switch over to our diesel winter anti-gel, those in cold climates. A lot of them like to top treat. They'll even top treat with some EDT to get some extra cetane boost. Right. Well, those that are running CP4 pumps that are already using our EDT, they may want to top treat with a little extra LX4 just to get some extra lubricity in there. Well, as Sean Bottomley mentioned earlier, we thought we had a little issue with LX4
Correct.
and diesel winter anti-gel. To the point where you guys have heard us on here say we do not recommend mixing LX4 and diesel winter anti-gel. So we've sent that back to the lab, and Aaron's here today to give us a really good update on what we now know.
So I don't know if I'm allowed to say this or not, but
good start.
The biggest issue was I was working DWAG. We have got a really good product. We actually did not change it this year. We're chasing every year, trying to get better and better, and we didn't really find anything. So we were trying to incorporate some LX4 into it instead of the old lubricity agent, and things weren't working out well. Like it froze in the exact same spot as untreated fuel. So
what you're saying
is one of
the
my
purpose of the anti-gel.
one of my test formulas.
Right.
So
the problem was we were having a problem with the pour point, correct?
The
cloud point,
cold filter plug-in point.
Right. So as the anti-gel is meant to lower that, so you can actually use it in colder climates, we are finding that LX4 somehow might be counteracting that and actually bringing that temperature back up, which means right when you think you're protecting your system down to a lower temperature, you're actually bringing it right back up so it can freeze again.
Right.
But
I sent a whole lot of samples off for more testing, and turns out the LX4 at the full dose and DWAG at the full dose, no issues. It freezes or cold filter plug-in point the same as DWAG alone.
Right.
So it's not affected. And I sent some out with just LX4, and it was unchanged from the baseline fuel.
Right. So we now
tested it in a few different fuels. One of them had like a 1 degree difference, but that's within the margin of error. So
right.
I won't. I'll still call it one, but.
So we now safely can say that LX4 is safe to use in diesel winter anti-gel.
It is.
It absolutely is. So and right now, I know production-wise, we've already got like our diesel winter production done for the year. Right. Like we produced it ahead of time, get ready for the season. So
totes and totes and totes.
Totes and totes. So it's not going to be infused this year. So any DWAG you buy from us this year, you can top treat with LX4 safely.
Correct.
And if you want a little bit better extra lubricity, now this time next year when we get back into winter, are you going to look to reformulate it so the LX4 is in the product?
Reformulate it soon so it's ready
to
from
go.
The start production in September.
And we've already done that in the EDT. So
correct.
As spring rolls around, our EDT is already ready to roll with LX4. Next winter, you'll have our LX4 already infused into the DWAG. Hopefully, we got faith in you.
I know.
You'll get it. But that's
I've got some secret stuff.
So I'm going to challenge you then. Sean Bottomley's probably scratching his head going, well, what?
Nah, I talked to him. I called him.
You talked to him?
Yeah.
Okay. Because Sean was one of the first he was our canary in the coal mine, I think.
Yeah.
I said, wait a second.
What?
I think I just froze here because I put LX4 in. Which one of the other unique things that we should mention, LX4, like DWAG, will freeze on its own.
Correct.
So if you were to leave this bottle on your windowsill on a freezing night, it's going to gel up itself, and it really confuses people when our anti-gel does it, and that's a whole other crazy explanation of why and how that works. But when either of those products are blended with fuel, then you're good to go.
Absolutely.
Once it's in with the fuel, you're good to go, and it's just chemistry, it's science, it's unicorn stuff they do. But on their own, those bottles, either one of those bottles, will freeze on their own, which is why we remind people to keep them in a warmer climate, at least above freezing. You know, if they do freeze, bring them inside, thaw them out, give them a shake, you're fine, right?
Absolutely.
All right. So what more about LX4? We can be used in diesel or gasoline engines. I know that we have even had some racers testing it in E85, alcohol, you name it.
Yeah.
Pretty much anything that could use. There's not a bad thing you can do with lubricity when it comes to fuel systems. It's just the more lubricity, the better. That's a question. Can you overkill on it, or just waste the money at some point?
It's a waste of money.
Right.
Yeah. In fact, there's not a whole lot of difference between we went for a 1 to 512 treat ratio and
Right.
a 1 to 1280 and the 1280.
I think we'll cover that here in a minute.
Yeah.
You got that data right there. So it is useful in high house. Is it useful in high horsepower engines? Can it be used in methanol?
We haven't done enough testing yet with methanol
Huh.
to endorse its use yet, but
All right.
it's in the works.
Okay. With LX4, is CP4 pump issues a thing of the past?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Done. Problem solved. We can confidently say if you use LX4, you're protecting your fuel system. We even know that some people were they were trying to put some type of like downstream like filter or something. So just in case their CP4 blow, it'd save
Right.
part of the system, which is costly, you know, but like a catch can downline somehow or something. Simply put some LX4 in. Or like we say, use our EDT. It's got the LX4 in there. You're going to get all the extra benefits as well, and you're going to protect your fuel system.
Yeah, the EDT reformulation with the LX4 gets the wear scar below the 460
Right.
spec as well.
And then
So,
you're also getting a
already,
cetane
yeah,
booster
so
and a
that's
moisture dispersant.
It's a true all-in-one, not
Right.
it's a
Not just a little bit of lubricity,
right,
it actually gets
right.
you into spec, into that safe zone.
Yeah, way safe.
Now it says reduces fuel wear by up to 56%. Is that right?
Sure.
That's the number?
That's the number from one of the tests. Diesel,
Gotcha.
all diesel fuelers are different. You can test it in one and get a different result than the other. So
Right.
one will be 56%, one will be 49.5, one will be 53. I mean, they're just different.
So
you're
all in all, you're reducing by
Regardless.
half. So I mean that's actually doubling the life of your product.
Correct.
So you're cutting your wear down in half, and you're extending the life by 2. So
Right.
so that's great, and it's a cost effective. I don't have price on me, Levi. Yeah, he does. Looks like $24.50 for a quart. Yep. So I mean, for a quart of that, and that treatment's at it's 1 ounce per 10 gallons, I believe, too, right?
yes.
Yeah. So this quart treats 320 gallons of fuel. So that's very cost effective to protect a very expensive system, because when that goes, it's bad news. So let's catch up on questions here, and then I want to go over real quickly the science and show you exactly how we got to the final formula. And so Troy Kennedy says, "Never Rust coming soon to a classic car undercarriage treatment center near you, or a Tesla truck service station." No kidding, Troy. Be good for that. Is the Never Rust an undercarriage coating? We'll do people are interested in this stuff. So it is a spray and stay. When we actually finalize it, we'll get some more info out. It is a spray and stay, so it's one of those. It's not real thin. It's going to run off. It stays where you spray it. It's also got a penetrant in it, so I know it can get in between metal pretty good as well. And I think I saw that it's non-washable, so it's not going to wash out through water, rain, that type of thing. So it's a good thing. It'd be good for an undercarriage to prevent rust. Yeah, there's Troy with his tagline. I put Ever 3 on almost everything. All right, let's see. David Sanders is watching. How you doing, David? Troy's busy today, man. Or I guess he's bored, I should say. Trey has everything and everything. Yes, he does. Check out his America's Garage on the YouTube channel. You'll see him use those products a lot. 48 Ford diesel. I need to remember to put some LX4 into my Jeep. Yes, you do, Christian Bates. It's good for that fuel system as well. And Sean says the old stroker has never run better since those products. Well, we appreciate it, Sean. And if you guys have any more questions, keep them coming. What I want to talk about real quickly is I want to go over the data that shows exactly what LX4 is doing to the fuel. And now this is a wear scar test, correct?
Correct.
So to put it simply, to explain what's going on here, a wear scar test is simply a pin that is on a metal surface that's digging away at it. And you put your lubrication on the surface. The better the lubricant is, the more it protects the surface from getting metal dug out of it. So if it's a really poor lubricant, it's going to dig a big hole. If it's a great lubricant, it makes that pin slide real nice and doesn't dig as big a hole. After the test, they measure how much metal has actually been gouged away, if you will. And that's the test results we have.
Correct.
So we want to walk us through, first off, the base, and then...
Correct. So we like to do testing with unadditized fuel. So it's way out of spec from the U.S. diesel you're buying at the pump.
Unadditized fuel is literally at the refiner, like
Correct.
before anything's been put into it and been through the jobbers and anything, right?
Right. So that started out with the wear scar of 590, which actually was better than a lot of the fuels we've tested.
Right.
By a little bit. Like usually it's 611, 612, 613.
Which is dry.
Numbers.
Even the 600 you're pretty
yeah.
dry.
So this one was 590, which is a touch better for some reason. And the dosage that we recommend, the 1 to 1280 or 1 ounce to 10 gallons, came back with the 260 wear scar.
So it went from 590 to 260.
Correct.
Now, what was the spec that the Automobile Manufacturers Association recommend?
That's 460, the same as
460.
the European.
So getting it under 460, we know will bring the failure rate down from 8% down to 1%.
Right.
And we blew past 460
Right.
and got it down to 260.
Correct.
Ultimate protection for your fuel system right there. That tells you the lubricity in there is doing its job. Because remember, it's all in the same thing. The fuel's got to lubricate it while it's actually pumping the fuel at the same time. So we're putting enough lubricity in the fuel with, mind you, just 1 ounce per 10 gallons. Brings that wear scar down that much. Now, is that off of... we tested against one of our competitors, right?
Correct.
Which was the leader in the industry. Was. And what did they test out? That was the best one we tested of all products out there.
Correct.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And what did that test at?
They have two treat rates. One's a 1 to 1280, the same as our LX4. It came out at 440 wear scar. And then we did it at their premium dose of 1 to 512 treat ratio, and it was 370.
Right. So those would get them, and that was the best product that we found on the shelf.
Right.
That was out
and
there.
I mean, that's good. It got below the any manufacturer.
It was doing the job. I mean, so we're not scared to say it. We recognize good products out there. There are a lot we tested that did not move it at all, or barely at all.
Right.
That we would not recommend. This competitor, competitor O, they've got a good product. I'm not gonna lie. I would be safe recommending somebody to use it. It brings a 590 down inside spec. If you want to blow by those doors, give your vehicle 2-3 times more protection. Right there. Now, that was a test on unadditized fuel, correct? Now, so what we did was we replicated the test again, and we did it on pump diesel, number 2 out of the pump. So that's after the refinery, after who knows what has added their own fuel jobber. Every fuel jobber adds their own additive package to it, and then it finally makes your pump, and the pump on this side of the street can be different than the one on the other side of the street. But that's really more real world where somebody's actually getting it from the pump. So what did that test show?
And again, this was a super good baseline. This one was down to 363 already.
Which I think is the lowest we've ever seen.
Yeah, usually 510, 500, 499 sometimes, but this just came in at 363.
Where'd you get that at, by the way? Do you remember?
No.
Because we should
I
fill
do
up
not.
there. It's good fuel. You don't see that much.
So our competitor that we tested against theirs also, theirs didn't move it much at all. Like even the high dose only moved it down less than 25 points or 25 microns, and we knocked it down 100 more than they did.
All right.
So we got 236 and then a 194.
Whew.
So that's
Crazy low.
longevity.
That's
Yeah.
almost carving no metal out.
Right.
Let's get it down to 0. So the pin just rotates
That's
on.
the goal.
Yeah. I think that's impossible, but
The impossible just takes longer.
yeah, that's true. So,
We'll
but
work on it.
we can rest assured that the data, I think Levi does have it up there. The data we're showing is we like to put our science out there, you know. I know, and kudos to Aaron. We give him a hard time. We give all the guys in R&D a hard time about this. They work their butts off to this. It's not easy to formulate this stuff, and they were in the lab for a while. Then this kept coming back, and then they said, "We're on to something. We think we got something here." And then I remember seeing like the first test that came back in, because we'll do a lot of in-house testing. Then we send it off for third-party validation testing. So all the testing results you guys are seeing are not done by us. We do them third-party to get it validated. And when they were actually able to beat competitor O, and it's like, wow, now we have something that we know is better than anything on the market. Well, they didn't stop there, and they went further and further. And
There was a small obstacle in formulating this product.
besides the DWAG scare,
No, this is right off the bat.
oh, what was it?
So we know we do fully formulated products and problem specific. I did not clarify which it was, so I was doing a fully formulated product, and it was kicking the snot at everything once we got there, and it was beautiful and like, no, we want just the lubricity agent. I was
Wait,
like,
were you
what?
putting other stuff in, like we have in our
Yeah,
EDT?
yeah, absolutely,
But now at the end, now that we have the LX4
Right.
as a standalone product,
correct.
we've added it to the EDT.
Right.
So we've changed the lubricity agent that's in the EDT. So in the end,
Correct.
you got what you're originally working on.
Ironically, yes.
He's with the hard way.
It's a little different formula, but yeah.
Right. But we know for all of our customers and fans that have been using EDT for years, nothing's changed there. EDT is as good as it's ever been, but even better now.
Yeah, it's-
So now you have a lubricity agent in there, and this new stuff costs money too. But we didn't want to also raise the price as well. So prices always stay the same. If you're out shopping, you'll notice that on the LX4, on the EDT models, there is an LX4 label, little logo on the bottle now, so you'll know if you've got a bottle that has LX4 in it. Our retailers buy in such bulk. There might be some LX4 bottles out there that haven't run through the system yet, but it's got to be close. We've had it out for a couple months now. That most of the inventory's turned over.
Some of them have a cute little sticker here before the label change.
Yeah, before the label change, we had some sticker on it. So look for that. If it doesn't have it on there, LX4 is not in it. Nothing wrong with our own formula. It still would beat anything on the market. So it's just a way to know that you have like the new and improved formula. And like we said, next year you can look forward to having that LX4 infused into our diesel winter anti-gel as well, since we know it's safe. We know it's safe. So everybody out there that we gave you some false warnings on, that is one of the updates here.
Better safe than sorry.
Better
How's
safe
that?
than sorry.
So it was bad information, all for me.
It was all Aaron's fault.
It's all my fault. I've done messed up.
Aaron does messed up, but it's that's what we do, and sometimes where we pride ourselves in being able to get quick to the market, address issues, solve problems, and everything. We're not scared to stop and take a double take back if strange guest just showed up. So we're happy to report LX4 DWAG is safe. So if you are looking to get that extra protection, you can go for it. I'll just clean up the last of the comments here. You have anything else you want to say about LX4?
I don't believe so. A lot of folks are experiencing fuel mileage increases.
Let's talk about that. I got to talk about that because I don't get it. And Kevin and I, Kevin was in today, and we were talking about a private label job we're working on, and this customer is looking for a fuel additive, and like we say with the EDT, we've got a cetane booster, an injector cleaner, a moisture dispersant, a rust and corrosion inhibitor, a fuel stabilizer, and a lubricity additive in there. So we got everything covered. Well, this customer didn't want all that in there. So, we do private labeling here. Holler us if you need some. And so we were going through exactly what their needs were. Well, their needs weren't so high on the cetane, so they're like, pull some of the cetane out. Like, I don't need that much, but I really want to move the lubricity up. Well, when we do that, like, well, what kind of efficiency gains could we expect on something? Because we know we get a lot of efficiency out of the cetane. The cetane allows the fuel to burn cleaner, which allows the vehicle to operate more efficiently and get more out of the fuel it's burning, which means you go further per tank, you get more MPGs. That makes sense to me. The lubricity additive, to me, seems to be that it protects the fuel system because, again, we're lubricating the metal parts inside the fuel system. Where is the MPG gain there? Because what I learned from Kevin was that even though we're dropping the cetane down, this customer's going to get about a 5 cetane point boost, right, where we get about 7 out of ours. But they wanted to move the lubricity up so high that we're trying to calculate exactly what the MPG gain will be. How are we getting efficiency gains off of increasing lubricity?
Several theories. One of them, I think it's just an upper cylinder lube. I think it's coating the the cylinder walls and making it easier to slide the piston rings.
Which is interesting because that's like also we say that's a standalone product for a lot of people. Upper cylinder lubricant.
Right.
So we can now call that a 7-in-1. So that's an upper cylinder lubricant with the EDT.
If you want, it's a bit of a stretch.
But that's where you think the gain's coming from.
Some from, yeah.
Okay. You had something else you said too.
Yeah. Just the friction on the pump itself, mechanical loss.
So you're making
So
you're just
it
making
makes
the
it
pump
easier.
operate more
Correct.
efficiently.
Correct.
Makes sense.
But that's got to be a small factor, I would
Right.
imagine. So,
And when we originally were formulated, we did some testing, some road testing, right? Some blind testing, and
Right.
people reporting back MPG gains.
right.
And we were not expecting it.
No.
And
Not at
it
all.
turns out that it really has been. And I know in-house everybody that's been using it's been reporting the same. A lot of our customers have said the same. So for those of you out there that have used the LX4 standalone or blended, let us know if you've seen those type of gains, and we'll continue to do some research on it. It'd be nice to try to do some data. Maybe we can do some before or after on a lubricity only treated vehicle without cetane or
It's in
anything.
the works.
Oh yeah, you're on it.
As soon as this weather gets more
Yeah.
stable.
Yeah. So we'll work on it. We'll try to get you. It's one of those things where we know it's there, we know it works, but it's anecdotal right now, and we like to back everything by science. So we will conduct a legitimate scientific study on it that we can give you, publishable data on it to show exactly that yes, adding lubricity to fuel will increase your MPG. So we've heard it enough from people, so we'll make sure we can find it. All right, let's close her down for the day. We got, let's see, Nick LaChapelle says, is Never Rest ready for dealer orders? Maybe a couple of you guys. If you want to give me a call, I got a little bit here if you want to try it. I'd rather have you guys try it before we actually really sell it because we're still waiting on labels and all that other stuff. So there's a little bit here. Give me a call, Nick. We might get some samples out in your next order. Mel says he works sometimes. I know you're talking about me, Mel. Troy is bored, he says, so makes sense. And he'd like to earn his top painted badge back. We don't control that. I think Levi secretly does. He doesn't tell anybody, but we don't control that. Dave is watching. How you doing, Dave? Eric Wilkes says, I want to add TBM booster to my oil. I have stiction eliminator in the oil right now. On the website, it says not to use any other additive. Is it safe to add TBM now, or should I wait till my next oil change? It's absolutely safe to add it now. I believe the message on the website says not to use any other additive. We say any other company's additive. And even that, we get this customer service call a lot. When somebody has a fuel additive in the vehicle or an oil additive and they want to switch over to ours, they ask, should I wait? We recommend waiting just because in this crazy tribology world, you never know what happens when two chemicals mix. So Now we know some of the very common additives out there that we've run into a lot. We know it's safe and it doesn't hurt anything. But rather than going through every additive and possible combination of a grid this big of what's good, what's bad, we just recommend, without knowing, we don't recommend adding it to another company's additives because we don't know what they have in it. Our additives are safe to mix together. So if you're running Stiction Eliminator in your oil right now and you want to bring your TBN number up, you're completely safe to add that TBN to it. The TBN itself is ironically it's a robust CK4 package, a TBN booster, and an FR3. Well, all that's already in the oil anyway. I know. That's already in your oil anyway. So all you're doing is replenishing that package, your cleansing package in there. And you're just bringing it back up to spec. So TBN can absolutely be added with Stiction in there. So no problem at all there. Good question, Eric. Josh Hernandez asks, do fuel filters filtration affect the effects of any of the fuel treatments? No, they don't. Does fuel filter impact any fuel treatments that we have?
No.
No. These are all going to make it through a fuel filter just fine. And matter of fact,
This will help clean the
it'll help clean out
clean it
exactly.
out.
We've had people that have used like Diesel Extreme to soak a clogged fuel filter and it'll actually clean it up. We know the same thing for our diesel winter anti-gel. Before you get in that cold climate, especially guys traveling north, Brandon, Mass, switch to DWAG before you get in the north cold temperature. As you're running the diesel winter anti-gel through your system, it gets into the filter and it gets into the fuel system and all the way through the injectors before the cold weather hits. So no, the filter's not going to impact the anything to do with the fuel treatments at all. Troy asks, is anyone using LX4 with tractors running kerosene?
I'm sure there are. We've got a bunch of ag guys that kind of use everything we have. So
I believe our
I'm
friend
sure
Josh Lawyer Farm says it's
Yeah.
pretty common those guys are, and these guys, a lot of the ag guys go old school too. They'll put trans fluid, I've heard, and some weird stuff. So they really like to have the lubricity up. So I think they're certainly good in that environment as well. Levon Miller just tuned in. Levon, you're late to the party, buddy. We're finishing up.
Guess we can get to the end fast.
Christian Bass says, I want to sample the Never Rust. You got some ideas? Hit me up, Christian. I'm interested in getting some samples out. Colin, top fan badge. There you go. I bet Troy's salty. Is the gun oil in the non-aerosol bottle discontinued? Talking about the needle tip. I believe yes. I don't think we have any left in the building. And we are not going to go back to the needle nose gun oil, simply because they're impossible to ship. They are a nightmare to ship with that needle nose, and so we found that the aerosol actually is just as effective and it's easier to use. And also, not only was it tough to ship, we were getting some feedback from hunters and that it's tough to have in their mess bag because the tip would bend and everything. So. It has gone to an aerosol, and I foresee it staying there for the future. So thanks for the question, Colin. And Sean says about 40 degrees here in northern Michigan, so you don't need your DWAG today, but it's coming soon.
Tomorrow.
Yep.
That'll be another story.
So let's give away a couple bottles of LX4. We're going to give a bottle to Mr. David Robinson, and we're going to give a bottle to
Luis Gonzalez.
Luis Gonzalez, too. So David, Luis, shoot us a message on Facebook Messenger over there to Levi. Let us know your address. We will ship you out a bottle of our LX4 so you can try it, and we hope you report back to us and tell us how much you loved it. Or, again, let us know if you got an MPG game. That's something we're interested in, and what other benefits you found out of it, other than upper cylinder lubricant, as Aaron says. So if there's nothing else.
I honestly have nothing else today.
Aaron has nothing else today, so I hope you guys enjoyed that episode. If you have any more questions about LX4, post them below. If you're watching this later, post below, and we'll give you some LX4 on a later date. And let's see, until next time, I guess we'll be back Thursday. All this holiday stuff's over, so Happy New Year to everybody. Welcome to 2020. There's a lot of cool stuff that we got planned for this year that we are just really excited about. It's going to be one heck of a year for us. as the weeks roll on and we roll into January here, we're going to tell you more and more about what's to come. So stay tuned. It's going to be one heck of a year, and we're looking forward to it.
Yeah. Tell them to hold on.
Hold on. Hold on tight.
It's gonna be a ride.
It'll be a ride. All right. Thanks again. We'll see you guys next week.